Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. And in today's video, you all, I'm going to be sharing with you about what you actually saw on that thumbnail. One of our viewers actually sent me an article regarding the fact that they're trying to pass a bill that will permit them to inject your lettuce. Inject your lettuce with a vaccine, right? Now, many of us may not be aware of this, but this is not new at all, right? This is not new. But I realize a lot of people may not be aware. So I am going to share with you, and I'm going to do my best to leave down in the description box below the articles and even the live footage of them actually voting on this in Tennessee. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Today's video, you all, is being sponsored by Azure Standard. And if you are new to Azure Standard, I have something special just for you. Now, as a new Azure Standard customer, you can receive a 15% discount off of your very first order of $100 or more. All you have to do is use our Homestead Heart link to set up your new account. Find a drop location near you and use discount code HomesteadHeart15 upon checkout. Now, this code will expire October 30th of 2024. So go ahead and sign up today and remember to use our code. Now, what many of you may not know is that the University of California at Riverside, their scientists have already begun, studying this technology, this MRNA technology. They've already began the study of this, right? Now, the thing is that not only have they began studying it, but they were well funded. They were well funded, you all. They received a grant to the tune of $500,000. Yeah, a grant in the amount of $500,000 from the National Science Foundation. Okay, now that's a lot of money to do that kind of research that would allow you to vaccinate people through the food. Remember I said this isn't new. Remember I said this is not new technology. This has actually been around for quite a very long time. Okay, now on the website, the National Library of Medicine, which is a government website, I'm going to leave the link below so you can go and look at it for yourself. In fact, there are so many articles there available for you to read and do your own research so that you could see this plan has kind of been in place for a long time. All right. Now, however, in one of these articles on their website, they mentioned the fact that the mRNA technology was actually first used in 1989 for therapeutic purposes. Now, when nanoparticles were used successfully in an in vitro infection, that's when it was determined that mRNA technology could then be used in a vaccine. That was in 1989. The article that one of our viewers shared with us was talking about how they planned or are planning to use this same type of technology in the form of a vaccine to inject into your lettuces. Now, one of the senators from Tennessee, he made the statement that they have already, the University of California at Riverside, have already mastered these methods of growing and injecting foods with these vaccines. I'm going to share that video link as well so you can go and see it for yourself. And you may say, Mrs. H, well, that's Tennessee. What does that have to do with us? Well, the study is being done in California. And if they're studying it in California, do you think they're using a $500,000 grant just specifically so they can do a study for the state of Tennessee? No, 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 not at all, right? Okay, so nobody is spending a $500,000 for Tennessee. If you're spending a $500,000, it's because first you want it to be national, and then eventually you hope that it'll be global, so that whatever country would allow that type of produce in, or maybe even just provide them with the technology on how to do it themselves, right? So you have to look beyond just California or Tennessee. This thing has a pathway. It has a road, and that road is leading to a grocery store near you, okay? So now one of the things that the senator actually mentioned was that this was not just a vaccine, right? It was actually DNA altering, right? It's actually gene altering therapy, basically, is what it is, okay? This is DNA altering, meaning that you can have your DNA tested today and you can go back after you have been ingesting this lettuce, tomatoes, or whatever else they're trying to vaccinate. When you go back, your DNA will not be the same. It won't be the same as your mother's, your father's, your forefathers before. It'll be different, right? So that's definitely something to be concerned about. And again, I'm going to share the link to that video because I want you all to see which one of your senators voted for it. And my goodness, was it overwhelming versus the handful that voted against it. Senator Nicely said that this should be outlawed, and it should be. But that goes to show you the thinking of the people that we elect and put in office. It goes to show you their thinking. These are the people that so many of you who live in Tennessee voted for. So maybe it's time that you cast your vote in a different direction, okay? Maybe you should, and we should get to know our politicians and their policies a little bit better so that before we put them in office, we won't literally be setting ourselves up for destruction, because you got a handful that'll make a decision for the masses of the people. And that is something that we should not permit to just slide easily, right? Okay, now I know when I do videos like this, I'm inundated with emails on Mrs. H, what are we gonna do then? You know, what do you suggest that we do then? You know, if this is gonna be happening, okay? Now listen, number one, I always say this: if you are able to grow your groceries, right? Grow as much as you can, okay? Grow as much as you can. And then whatever you grow, learn how to preserve what you grow. We have a lot of videos on our channel showing you what we do here when we grow our food, and also how I preserve our food as well. You're more than welcome to have a look at any of those playlists. In fact, I'm gonna post the entire food preservation playlist. There's pressure canning, there's water bath canning, there's some dehydrating, there's some freeze drying in that entire playlist, and I will post it at the end of this one so that you all can go and have a look, okay? Now, one of the things that I always suggest to you all, that if you can't grow it yourself, then go ahead and buy it. And I'm always directing you all to Azure Standard. Many of you are new to Azure, and you send me pictures of your orders and you're showing me what you're getting and all of that, and I'm telling you, I love getting those. I love getting the pictures. I love getting the emails. It does make me feel good that you all trusted me enough to go ahead and try it for yourself. And when you bought these things and you got them home, you absolutely loved it. So if you are among those, post it in the comment section below so that everybody can see that, yeah, y'all, we're Azure, we're trying it and we love their products. So Azure sponsors some of our videos here on our channel, and we are so glad that they do. I'm going to be sharing with you all the information in the description box below. And many of you who are new to Azure, you can use Homestead Heart 15 and save 15% off of your order for first-time customers. But if you're not a first-time customer, you can still use our link below, and that lets Azure know that we're here because of Homestead Heart. Okay, so please, you all, go on over and have a look at what they have to offer on Azure Standard. Such a variety, such a variety. It's almost a one-stop shop. Such a variety. Okay, now listen, the other thing that I will share with you about not being able to grow it yourself is to try your best to meet your local farmers. Try your best to meet your local farmers. Question them about their growing methods. And if it's something that you approve of, then shop locally. Shop locally, okay? But one of the easiest things you can grow is lettuce and tomatoes, okay? That's some of the easiest things that you can grow. And look, many of you get your seeds from us. I know that you're wondering when the seed shop is going to open. It'll be open in December. I will be sharing with you all a video letting you know the exact date that the shop is going to open so that you all can start getting your seeds for the 2025 growing season. And yes, I know a lot of people come on and they buy a lot, and you all say, Mrs. H, you sold out of such and such, you know. And so I do my best to get the information out to you all before I open the shop. It's not just a surprise. I try to tell you when it's going to open to give you a little bit of a heads up. But we do have some people who are over community gardens, and they do shop with us. They do shop with us. They love what we have for them, and they've been shopping with us ever since we started. So yeah, we do have some people who will get a lot of seeds from us, okay? But we try to make sure we have enough seeds to at least last all the way through the growing season, all right? So, or at least the spring and summer growing season, and hopefully some into the fall. But in any case, all of the information will be down in the description box below. Do not let information like this disturb you. See, they plan and God plans, and He is indeed the best of planners. So don't let this information, don't let it deter you and keep you from trying to, you know, get the best and the healthiest foods for you and your family. Remember, we have to be very selective, right? What we buy, where we buy it from, or who we buy it from. We have to be very selective, because when you think about foods injected with vaccines, you all, who controls the dosage that's in that lettuce? Who controls the dosage that's in the tomatoes, that's in the wheat, that's in the corn, that's in the quinoa or the rice? Who controls the dosage? What if you're somebody who eats a salad every day with lettuce and tomatoes? What if you're a person who has to eat potatoes, because potatoes is one of those items? So what if you're a person who has to eat, who eats potatoes on a regular basis? What if you make fresh spaghetti sauce with the tomatoes that you buy? And what if that sauce is something that you use regularly throughout the week for your children? And maybe you're eating spaghetti as leftovers 2, maybe 3 days of the week. Who's controlling the dosage that your little babies, that your 1-year-old, your 2-year-old, your 3-year-old, yourself, or your elderly parents, who's controlling the dosage? And how will that affect you? We know that they said that it was DNA altering. But how will that affect you? What kind of health issues will we be facing after that, right? We know right now that we can hardly take an ibuprofen without it being a gazillion side effects. We know now that when you see on TV, just take so-and-so and you will feel better, right? And then at the end of the commercial, the side effects are nausea, vomiting, headaches, blindness, blurriness, heart palpitations. You get all of these side effects, right? So who's to say that there won't be serious complications as a result of something like this? And the one thing I always ask is that, did they consult with the people? I'm not talking about the people who sit in the offices and make the decisions. I'm talking about you and me. Did they talk to us about vaccinating our food? Did we have a conversation? And when did I agree to that? Right? Did you agree to that? Many of you didn't even know about it. So when did we have a conversation? How many of you even knew about House Bill 1894 in Tennessee? How many of you knew about it? If you're in Tennessee, you probably knew. But I bet the rest of the country probably was unaware. Right? So y'all, that's it. That's just something to think about. But don't let it get you down. We just got to be more and more vigilant. Like I say, we got to be more and more vigilant and more selective about what we feed ourselves, our children, and where we purchase it from. Okay, you all? But please check out Azure Standard if you haven't checked them out before. And I do thank Azure for sponsoring some of our videos. It does make it a lot easier for us to share this information with you all as well. All right, you all? So that's going to do it. If you like the video, share the video on all of your social media platforms so that we can get the word out there. All right? So thank y'all again for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you, and we will see you all in the next video.